Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. My name's Jaliqua. Today we're looking at wonky pots, how to identify them and how to get rid of them altogether so that your throwing reaches a higher level. Stay tuned till the end because I'll actually be showing you a very surprising way to get rid of these guys. As cute as they may be at this stage, there's something that will be very irritating if you keep doing them year in, year out. If you do like what you see, please remember to like and subscribe. Thank you. Okay, not scented. Well, that is really not scented. And this is because you've become frustrated, really frustrated. You've been trying to center, you've gone through lots of clay and it's just not working. And you've thought, you know what, stuff it. I'm just opening up here and I'm ready to go. Well, you know what you've just done? You've invited wonkiness to the door, and wonkiness does not need a quick invitation. It opens that door and you can't slam it shut. So the best thing to do here is cut this thing off, get rid of it, because look at it. It's thick on one side and, you know, really thin on the other. What are you going to do with that? You're going to just start a journey of pure wonkiness. So cut it off, take it off and put it on your board. Ah yes, too much pressure. This is one that can appear anywhere and it can be very frustrating because, you know, your centering's fine. You manage to open up using the thumbs beautifully and everything seems to be working so well. Compress that base. You're looking to support the outside form when you're opening up on the inside and all your work is going really well. And look, even collaring in, one of those really important steps. I should mention, if you haven't seen our video on centering, check it out and look at using that sponge on that rim. And here we are, we're pulling up and all going beautifully. Just before the rim, just release those fingers. Oh, wonderful technique. This guy knows what he's doing. A little bit more water and here we are. Putting a bit of pressure, moving up the form, and you can see it seems to be working all right, but hang on, too much pressure down the bottom. And look who we've invited back inside the house, the wonkiness factor. Best thing to do with this wonkiness is cut it off, put it on the board. So, throwing past the rim. This is one of those wonky things that can be very hard to identify when you first start throwing. You might be doing everything perfectly. Like here, we've opened up, we're compressing the base, we've got our thumb on the outside supporting what's going on the inside, and we're about ready to start collaring it in. And all these steps that we're doing are really, really good steps for making a nice, strong cylinder form. And we've done all these things correctly, but yet if we do a couple of little things that are incorrect, like this one, throwing past the rim, we'll tend to knock our piece off center, especially around the top, and we go straight past and we keep moving our fingers past that rim. We've knocked it a little bit off center. Next pull we do exactly the same thing. We keep going along the top past the rim again. We've knocked it off center even again. And we don't realize we're doing it. We come back down, pull our next layer of clay and we go past, and this time we've combined it with a little bit of speed and we've completely knocked it out of shape and we've invited it back in again, the wonkiness. Best thing, cut it off. Okay, throwing too fast. Well, throwing too fast is a little bit difficult to comprehend sometimes for new people, but as a general guide, fairly fast when we're centering, fairly fast when we open up, and we begin to ease back the speed as our walls of our form get thinner. If we go too fast, we can send our form off center. So it's really important to make sure that we regulate or learn to adjust our speed as we're forming a pot. Going too fast, if we pull the clay up too quickly, it will come up in an uneven manner, and combine that with irregular pressure with our fingers, we've got a real problem. But throwing too fast on its own will send the form out of shape, and particularly around that rim area. And once again, by doing that, we're inviting Captain Wonkiness to come inside the house, and we don't need Captain Wonkiness to make another visit. Okay, in conclusion, how do you cure your pots of that wonkiness? And I actually think that you can do it by actually embracing your inner wonkiness, but it's really important that you actually understand how you're doing it. So I actually think that you should try and do these 4 wonky factors that I've identified in this video, and do them quite deliberately. And that way you'll be able to identify them. Put them aside, put them in your studio so they can be a visual monument for yourself to look at. And whenever you do something kind of wonky, you know where it's coming from and you know how to rectify it. Because you don't want wonkiness knocking at the door. You want to slam that door shut and tell wonkiness to get out. Anyway, please like and subscribe.